How remarkably relevant and current are the attempted curses of Balak and Bilam from 3,000 years ago today, facing the state of Israel in the world of public opinion. You see, it was Balak who had reached the very critical conclusion that he could not defeat Bnei Israel using current military and conventional tactics. He had seen that the great empire of Egypt had failed, and the Amalekites, which tried to attack them as they came out, had also failed. And indeed, just recently, 40 years later, Sichon melech ha'Emori, Og melech ha'Bashan, great giants and heads of state had also failed. And therefore it reached the conclusion that there's some type of metaphysical protection of the Jewish people. Their God, somehow you can't conquer them through conventional military warfare. But you know what you can do? You can call in Bilam, the master person of curses, the person who can reframe the moral reality of the time and find in the blessing of the people their spiritual curse and attempt to delegitimize them and change the narrative. And that's indeed exactly what Balak did, bringing in Bilam, who tried in every possible way to view the Jewish people's blessing that they have in the world and attempt to curse. That is exactly what is happening today, when many in the world of terror of many in Palestinian society and in world opinion trying to undermine the very legitimacy of the moral and spiritual right of the Jewish people to sovereignty in this land, when they saw from the wars of 67 and 73 and all the other wars that there was no way, seemingly, of conquering and vanquishing the Jewish state militarily. There needed to be a different tactic, a moral and spiritual tactic. Let's retell the narrative. Let's show how the Jewish state is not a source of blessing, but indeed a source of curse. It's a place which has taken the land of others, as opposed to those coming to a land which have the greatest claim to of any nation on God's earth. Let's show that they're not people who value human life, they're people who trample on human life. Let's show that these people impinge on human values, as opposed to bringing the freedom and liberty that started with Yetziat Mitzrayim until today. The story of blessing and light becomes one where we reframe through that of curse and darkness, retell the story, find the immorality, and break the metaphysical iron dome that protects these people. Apartheid, South Africa, and others are examples that if you reframe the political reality, as strong as the military is, you tie their hands, you take them to the Hague and international courts, you make sure that no soldier can fire a shot unless there is a lawyer making sure to protect them, because we are delegitimizing them and changing the narrative. Never has that been clearer, I think, than in the recent Hamas war, where those who time and time again impinge on the most basic human values and civil rights of their own civilians, let alone those of their enemy, are trying to reframe the story as if it is the land of opportunity, of spiritual blessing and moral blessing to the world, which is that should be cursed. Baruch Hashem, just as the curse of Bilam was turned each and every curse into blessing, so too we hope and pray that the light of blessing that the Jewish people and the state of Israel brings to the world will be seen for its blessing, and the curses and each attempted curse and delegitimization attempt of the Jewish people should be turned around as a source of blessing, to see the incredible contribution that the Jewish state brings, not only to all the civilians of Israel and not only to the entire Jewish world, but indeed to all of humanity. Shabbat Shalom.